Hope everybody is having a great day. It's your girl, Angie Smalls. So I wanted to jump on live, and everyone's talking about P. Diddy, and his trial obviously is just getting started. Week 2 happening, back at it tomorrow. But I thought that we could kind of talk about Chris Brown. Not Chris Brown. I mean, Chris Brown is locked up overseas, which is crazy. I cannot believe he's locked up right now. If you don't know anything about that, go look that up. He is being held. Where is he being held at? Let me see. Oh, let me share my screen with you guys. You can kind of see what I am looking up. Share. So yeah, Chris Brown. He's remaining in custody in New England or England. I wonder how the prisons are over there. And that is really affecting his tour. He was scheduled to go on tour right the same day that he's scheduled to be released, which means he will not be able to practice, rehearse, and that's really going to affect his tour. So Chris Brown, when you go to another country, those crimes that you've been accused of, they don't really go away. So kind of crazy that he went back. Maybe he didn't realize he still had a warrant. I mean, because that's definitely possible, especially if the reason they detained him when he went back to England is for an old incident that, these rap stars tend to get themselves in some altercations sometimes as part of the territory. Who knows if he was like under the influence, and maybe he just thought it wasn't a big deal, but England seems to think it's a big deal. So he didn't take care of that, went back to England, and they did detain him. I'm really surprised they're not going to let him go. You would think that you could just buy your way out of some things, especially Chris Brown. Hi, what's up, Oscar? Thank you for tapping in. I hope you're having a great Sunday. Have you heard about Chris Brown? That's kind of what I'm just talking about right now, about how he went back to England and they arrested him, and he is locked up right now, which I'm just like surprised he couldn't buy his way out of it. Oh, here, let me go ahead and put that comment on the screen. What's up, Oscar? Okay, so Chris Brown, yeah, so he had an assault, he got into a fight, and this was a couple years ago. So supposedly he hit somebody over the head with a bottle, and he never took care of, that incident. And he went back as soon as he gets off of the plane, because he was going to go on tour in England. So this happened back in 2023. He flies back to England a couple days ago, probably like a week ago. And as soon as he steps off the plane, they detained him. So I don't know why he wouldn't have I guess he probably forgot about it, because I know that things happen. And maybe he got busy. He just been so preoccupied, and these things don't take care of themselves. They don't go away by themselves, especially in foreign countries. I feel like if he was an English person or Britain, and this incident happened in the United States, and like a couple years passed, and like he came back, I don't think the American police would have been waiting as soon as he steps off of the plane. I don't think that they would do that, but this didn't happen that way. It happened back in England 2 years ago. So the full story is right here. He did hit somebody over the head with a bottle. So Let me see if it says it's described in a lawsuit. Okay, so in October 2023, music producer Amadel Abe sued Chris Brown for allegedly beating him over the head with a tequila bottle. Damn, that's crazy. That's gotta hurt. They're keeping him there, and it's just crazy how different countries outside of the United States, they don't really accept, or I don't know, maybe they do, but it's just surprising that he couldn't get bond and get released. But maybe because his case is 2 years old and he never dealt with it, they're going to make him deal with it now. So he's he seems like he's tried to clean up his image, recently. I feel like he's just been putting on this like fun guy. I see him on the Kai Sanat channel, and he seems super lighthearted now. But this wasn't too long ago. So, in 2023, he was on his tour, like this article says, and he inflicted severe and lasting injuries when beating him over the head with crushing blows. So I've never been hit over the head with a bottle, thankfully. But yeah, okay, so yeah, so if somebody hit me over the head with the bottle and I passed out, for sure I'm suing, for sure. So as I don't even know how to say that. Dway maybe lay unconscious on the floor. I would think that would hurt. So he's laying unconscious, and then Chris continues to ruthlessly stomp on the defenseless. That's like, he should be getting, what is he getting charged for? That's attempted murder, honestly. If you're unconscious and defenseless and somebody starts stomping on your head, that's definitely attempted murder, I would think. I mean, that's way crossing the line. That's way overboard. That's overkill. So this guy ended up in the hospital with lacerations on his head and torn ligaments in his leg. So Chris Brown arrest follows documentary legal drama. Okay. Oh yeah, this is crazy. So a lot of people are trying to do like this conspiracy theory that it's really interesting timing, but I honestly don't think it has anything to do with Tory Lanez. So Chris Brown had just posted on his Instagram, free Tory, and then literally the next day they scooped Chris Brown up. I mean, Tory Lanez is locked up in California. So Chris Brown gets arrested and detained in England. So I don't think that has anything to do with it, especially now that so many people are questioning the story involving Tory Lanez and the shooting. But a lot of people are tying that together, that it's just interesting timing that he expresses support for Tory Lanez, and now they locked him up. So in January, the singer-songwriter sued Warner Brothers for their role in the production of Chris Brown: A History of Violence. Damn, they did I didn't see that. They did a whole documentary. Yeah, I guess he is a very violent guy. If they have a whole his life story is about his violence. I mean, I personally am a Rihanna fan, and that broke my heart when he beat her up. I honestly stopped listening to his music when that happened, because when I saw the pictures of her face, like, he didn't have to beat her up like that. Like, I understand shit happens, but like, he really went in on her. So so this guy is seeking, oh wait. So Chris Brown suing this documentary company because he's alleging libel. So yeah, he seems like he's like Jekyll and Hyde because he's a great performer. He's smiling for the camera. He seems like a pretty positive person. And I thought that after he had shown remorse for Rihanna, that changed him. The other thing is he was really young when he beat Rihanna up. I'm not making any excuses, but you I felt that maybe he just realized that wasn't right and he fixed his ways, but obviously he hasn't. But also beating up a girl, like that's come on now, dude. Like, don't beat up a girl. Like, your men are just like twice as strong as women. So to me, that's like a, makes it way more shitty. But beyond that, so he's suing this production company alleging libel. So what is libel? Libel. Let me see. Libel. False statement. Okay, defamatory statement. I mean, that's not really libel because we all know that he's definitely beat a lot of people up. Brown's star was heavily tarnished. Yeah, it was tarnished in 2009 when fans learned that he had assaulted then girlfriend Rihanna on the night of the Grammys. And there's like a lot of stories on what happened that night. Supposedly, he got her phone and he saw that she was texting some other guys. Another story going around, I believe, is involving like an STD. Not sure about any of them. Um, Photos showing Rihanna bloodied and bruised after the attack were leaked to the public, forever altering Brown's reputation and kicking off more than a decade of legal troubles. That's really when I stopped listening to his music. Was back then, and even after she forgave him, like, I didn't, and a lot of people forgave him. The radio stations didn't take that long to start playing his music again. He never really was blackballed for that, which is it just speaks a lot to the way the entertainment industry is. If you can generate millions of dollars, you get a pass on a lot of things. So Chris Brown's history of alleged violence Brown's history of alleged violence has ratcheted up. Ratcheted up. That's a weird way to say that. In 2017, a restraining order was granted to ex-girlfriend and Claus actress Karrueche Tran. So yeah, and then he got really weirdly obsessed with Karrueche. So I don't know if you guys remember Karrueche Tran. She was really pretty. She kind of looks like Rihanna, in my opinion. So in 2018, oh my God, so he's just got a rap sheet. I didn't even remember half of these things, but I guess he really never did clean up his act. You don't know who Karrueche is? This was his girlfriend until she like broke up with him. Let me see, Karrueche Tran and yeah, Chris Brown. So I don't really know why she broke up with him, but he was very toxic. He seemed very toxic. Oh, they were seen together at Coachella? No, that's crazy. That is crazy. But yeah, she was the one that he got with after Rihanna. Yeah, I cannot believe they were just linking up again. Karrueche Tran reunites with Chris Brown. Okay. Was really laughing this hard. Okay. So, I don't know. She filed a restraining order and I guess now they're friends again, I guess. But that's how toxic couples are. You just always go back, you know what I mean? You just have to touch that stove one more time. It's like, stop touching the stove. So, In 2018, an anonymous accuser represented by the lawyer Gloria Allred, alleging he had trapped her in his home and forced her to perform sex acts for his. A lot of these R&B artists, they get, I mean, case in point, case example, P. Diddy. They can buy and they just have no, they just don't have any restraint. Like they feel like they could just throw money at anything and anybody and just like, here, you know what I mean? Like, and unfortunately, you can really find people that are going to get starstruck and they put themselves in situations maybe not really intending to, but they get a little bit starstruck and so shit happens. So he was accused of raping a woman in Paris. Oh my God. Okay. Damn. So I thought he was just like locked up for this little fight in the UK. It was not even really a little fight. He almost killed the guy. I mean, if you're stomping on his head, but he's got a bunch of charges that I forgot about. This was followed by a 2024 lawsuit, which alleged Chris and his crew assaulted four men after a concert in Texas. All right, so that's his rap sheet. So basically, he is locked up in England right now. Chris Brown in jail. I guess he should be locked up. I mean, England is taking this stuff seriously. You see all these other things happen in the United States, and he's untouched out here. I didn't even remember half of these things, but he decides to do a tour in England, and they're not playing. They didn't play. They're like, and that case is 2 years old. So he never took care of it. He never handled it. You would think he would have a lawyer, because I know if or he just really forgot, which means he's just done so many things that he literally forgot. Like, oh shit, yeah, I kicked this guy's ass. Damn, in England. Maybe I should take care of that. But you would think if I had that much money, I for sure would have a lawyer, and that would be his job. Like, Chris Brown could have just really handed that off to the lawyer. Like, whatever cases I got pending, you file that paperwork, you handle it. I mean, kind of like I used to have like a really good tax accountant. I haven't heard from him in a while, so I'm kind of worried about him. But he literally, if any piece of paper comes through, I don't even really know about it half the time. He just like scoops in. So you would think these people with all this money would have like a full-time lawyer, just kind of like just handling stuff behind the scenes, and then you don't have to worry about it, because a lot of these things you can resolve with money. Sad to say, but if you don't face them, you will not. It's not good. It's kind of like the IRS. Like, I've called the IRS willingly, and they're easy to work with if you call them. He doesn't care, but now this is really going to fuck up his tour. So right here. So, okay. So he flew in on Friday, and he got taken into custody as soon as he flew in. Okay. So he was arrested okay. So basically he flew in, he went to the hotel, and they arrested him there. Like, it was literally as soon as he showed up. So, and then he appeared in court a day after police confirmed he had been charged with grievous bodily harm following an alleged nightclub assault. So on Friday, he appeared in court, and after being taken in the early hours of the morning, the news reports that his hearing had to be moved to a larger courtroom inside the building because of the huge public interest in watching the proceedings. So he attracted a bunch of people there. So the judge informed Chris that his charges are too serious to be heard in the magistrate's court and moved the case to a Crown Court. So a new date is set for June 13th in London. And they're holding him. So he's going to be in jail for basically another month. I wonder how the jails are in England. I wonder if they're nicer than the United States, I would feel like. So they denied bail because he's a flight risk. So that makes sense. That makes sense. Because because once he would come back to America, you would think he would just cancel his tour. Like if they were like, all right, you need to deal with this, you go to court. Okay, all right, Your Honor, I showed up. Let me pay a little fine. Okay, well, you have to come back. You have to come back. But they didn't do that. They didn't allow him to leave. They're keeping him there. So I think that if that were me, I for sure would have left the country. So they know if he's going to be like, all right, I promise I'll be back in a month, even though I haven't dealt with this in 2 years, they're like, no, no, you're going to sit your happy ass in jail. So the prosecutor claimed that the alleged attack was captured on footage and carried out in a club full of people. She claims that Brown struck producer Abe with a bottle several times before chasing him through the London nightclub and then allegedly punching and kicking the producer. Brown's appearance comes. I wonder if this guy has talked about it. I'm sure he has. So per the magistrate, I think that's something MEN. Oh, the Manchester Evening News was arrested at the hotel, which she listed as his current address. So he flew in on a private jet. Yeah. So he flew in. Yeah. I would think they would be nicer. Probably. I don't know. So the police, who are based in London, traveled to Manchester for the arrest. Damn. So they were on it. They were like, Chris Brown's coming to town. Oh shit, let's go. They were not playing. They wanted him. So okay, so they keep saying this. He was sued. Okay, so then the guy sued him. So not only is he in trouble with the law, also the victim is going to get his own reward, right? Or his own cash, whatever, monetary gain. So he was sued and took place at Tape nightclub in February of that year. In the lawsuit, the producer accused Brown of beating him and said that he suffered crushing blows to the head, which left him unconscious. He reportedly used a bottle of Don Julio 1942 tequila. Isn't that really nice tequila, like the big blue and white bottle? I think that's what it is. Oh, it's that one. That guy got beat in the head with that. Damn, that's kind of like the size of a bat. Yeah, he definitely could have killed him. So, and then he continued to ruthlessly stomp on him for 30 seconds. The producer ended up in the hospital with lacerations on his head and torn ligaments in his leg, and he was left with permanent damage and severe emotional distress. Brown is currently set to embark on his Breezy Bowl in celebration of 20 years of his career. I think that tour is going to get canceled. He was kicking it off in England. That's why he went over there. I don't know how he's going to continue with that tour at this point. I would definitely want a refund if I bought a ticket, and it would serve him right. Like, I hope, I mean, who knows what his fans are going to think, especially his English fans. Like, they're reminded of this, like, damn, you beat someone up in our country. Maybe they forgot about it because it'd been a couple years, but now they're all being reminded of it because it's going to be all over the news. If I bought a ticket, I definitely would want a refund. So it says his show is still scheduled to kick off with a performance in Amsterdam, but he doesn't get out of jail until June 13th. So he cannot do this show anymore. And then he's supposed to go to Germany. So, okay, let's see what his website says. I wonder why they fought. Yeah, okay, let's see if we can find out if this guy. So it's still on his website. These should be taken off because he definitely is not going to be out of jail. Let's see if I can buy a ticket and how much the tickets are. Oh, wait, you guys can't see that one. Okay, continue. Let's see if I can get in my Facebook. You know, you had to log into Facebook for it. Find tickets. He's not going to be out of jail then. Let's see. I want to see. Oh, it's in German. Is it in? Oh, Amsterdam. Yeah, that's in like Deutsch or something. Kartenzuken. Show details. Oh, I can't read that. Okay, I don't know how much that is. 67. Oh, I think it's like 60 bucks probably. 67 pounds is probably like 60 US dollars. But you shouldn't be able to buy these tickets. He's not going to be there. Like, whoever his management, like, and they're still collecting money on this. That's really crazy. So, yeah. So back to Tory Lanez, because they are saying that he got arrested, or, you know, also Tory Lanez. I don't know if you guys have heard, a lot of people are demanding he get some sort of like retrial. Supposedly now, like, the bodyguard that was in the car knows that Kelsey, the best friend, there was 3 of them in the car that night when Megan Thee Stallion got shot. Oh, well, let me see if this guy, you know what? Actually, I forgot. Let's look up this guy right here, Abe Diawa, and let's see if he's talked about anything. Because a lot of times these people will say something. Okay, let's see what this is. People on Instagram. Wait a minute. Okay, so this was 2 years. No, this was 7 years before the incident. So he knew this guy. I mean, they worked together. So they had a fight, I guess, that night. So the guy deactivated his social media once his name was released to the public. He and Chris Brown seem to have been acquainted for a few years. Honestly, I feel Mr. Dubois didn't want the public to see his plush lifestyle with multiple celebrities, multiple pics posted with Breezy, as well as the record label he has. So, yeah, that guy kind of went into hiding, but oh, I wonder if this is him. Yeah, this is him right here. Abraham Diawa. This is him right here. So additional proof, Abe was still around Chris after the incident took place. Chris had this man in his house. Betrayal and envy like a motherfucker. Additional proof was still around after the incident. Well, this was before, though, because the incident took place in 2023. So that's not really accurate. He didn't really have him around. This right here was right. Oh, Chris Brown's not even in that picture. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah, I mean, the entertainment industry is so much backstabbing. But, you know, he probably did have a relatively fine relationship with Chris Brown. Chris Brown just freaking, who knows if he was on something, you know, I'm not accusing him of doing drugs, but, you know, if they're drinking, you know, maybe, you know, sometimes certain tequilas or certain liquors, like, some people it makes them happy, some people they get mad, you know. What if Chris Brown was just like on one and just I wonder what the fight was about. I wonder why Chris Brown, but you just don't know because why did he beat up Rihanna? You know, like certain liquors just like will set you off, or if you combined it with something, or so it could have been something like that. But so people were posting about this like today. This happened. This was posted 2 hours ago. But yeah, so they're tagging Chris Brown. Chris Brown obviously cannot post because he's in jail. So the last post he did was like May 9th. Y'all, I'm about to go bond Chris out. Who's coming? If you have concert tickets and are freaking out right now, his hot temper is gonna ruin his career. I'm coming in from Thailand. Flights were 500 and we are in VIP. The UK has messed up big time. He'll never perform in the UK ever again. Probably not. I mean, unless he takes care of this. But if he doesn't, then, he's got his, let me see. This is the lineup. The lineup for his tour. So the Netherlands he's not doing, Germany not doing, Germany he's not doing. Okay, so he will get out just in time for the United Kingdom, which is where he's being held. But do you think he's gonna miss an entire month of rehearsals? Like this whole month, he's supposed to be practicing and going over his dance and like doing all the songs and doing the choreography and learning the stage. Well, I guess they're different stages, so that's all out the window. So I wonder, we'll see. We'll see if he keeps. I would be pissed. Like he's held up here in the UK. As like the rest of his tour is in the UK after that. So he's supposed to get out on the 13th and then it will all be the UK. He's probably going to be pissed. Like he's probably going to be like, who knows? I don't know. But I don't know if he's going to actually do these dates. That's really crazy that they're all in the UK after that, after he gets out. Oh, and then he comes back to, so he's on a big tour right now. What's his tour for? I don't even know. He doesn't have an album out. What's this tour about? Deluxe. Let's see. 11/11. I guess this is his new album. I don't even hear any of his new stuff. Let's see. Let's see if YouTube plays something.
Check out this screenshot of my credit score. Just a few months ago, it was in a low 500.
When is this video? Trying to see. 3 months ago. We'll see if this tour happens. What are you guys' guesses? You guys think his tour is still going to happen? I don't think he's going to do any of his UK dates. He's probably going to, because look, he's got to take another month to this whole month that he's like back a month. He's losing a month. So if he kind of took this entire month, maybe not. Yeah. If he took the rest of this month or after he got out, that would make it to July 13th. And then so all of his overseas dates, so you just might as well just come back to the United States and just kick it back off over here. Like, and that's tough for an artist. A lot of their money is made overseas. Like the overseas fans are way more like excited about seeing artists like him because we're kind of spoiled, right? These artists are here, they're touring out here. They're always, I live in LA, so he lives in LA. So it's not as big of a deal to see him perform over here, but over there, it's a huge deal. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so I did kind of want to talk about Tory Lanez. and how there's a new petition to let him out of jail. There is this guy, and I don't know if you guys know Lawyer for Worker. He's really pro letting Tory Lanez out. He's been speaking on it a lot. So let me see if we can hear what he says right here.
Party. I mean, it's nice to have Chris Brown and Kanye West in your corner, but they don't exactly have the right public profile. With this, the question has to be asked, is this petition going to mean something? Look, these petitions, they don't go anywhere, but these petitions are not backed by potentially the most popular person in the whole world, arguably.
Great.
So I'm going to share the petition in my story. It's going to be the link in my bio. Let's make this the dopest petition ever.
So Mo Gannat, he's like this really famous lawyer. He definitely thinks Tory Lanez got the short end of the stick.
Pretty surprised.
Oh shit.
This is, tell you, I'm pretty surprised. This is the statement from Mr. Spiro. Tory Lanez was tried and convicted by a jury of his peers, and his case was properly adjudicated through the court system. This is not a political matter. This is a case of violent assault that was resolved in the court of law. Hey, Alex, have you heard about the person who said they were working for Kelsey and overheard her admitting to the crime? And do you have any response to that?
So the story of Tory Lanez is it was a night after they had been partying at Kylie Jenner's house. And I guess Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez were secretly hooking up. But they were having a pool party at Kylie Jenner's house. And then supposedly Tory Lanez kind of flirted with Kylie Jenner. And Megan Thee Stallion did not like that. So she was like, we're gone. Let's go. We're leaving. And so her and her best friend, Kelsey, Tory Lanez, and the bodyguard all got into an SUV, and they were all drunk. And that's when someone got into a fight. So this is where the story gets a little bit confusing. They don't know if Megan and Kelsey, her supposed best friend, were fighting, or Megan and Tory Lanez were fighting. And Megan supposedly she was like mad at them, so she got out of the car, and she's drunk. And when she walks away, she gets shot in the foot. Somebody says, "Dance, bitch," but she didn't see who shot her. She's pissed at Tory Lanez. She doesn't want to believe Kelsey, her best friend, would shoot her. So everybody accused Tory Lanez. Obviously, he has denied it. But the interesting thing is, like right here, Tory had basically no DNA on the gun. But they never tested the gun. They never tested any of their hands. He said, I mean, and imagine if like Tory says that, it doesn't mean he had the gun in his hand. Maybe he said it after Kelsey fired, and then Tory was like just drunk as well. He's like, yeah, dance, bitch. It doesn't mean that you have the gun in your hand. It could just mean that somebody was pointing at her. And if it was Kelsey, the other weird thing is that they gave Kelsey complete immunity. Like, what did she need immunity from? Like, is she guilty or not guilty? Yeah, basically it does sound like an accident. It does. And Megan doesn't want to get her best friend in trouble or believe her best friend would do that. I know myself, I have friends that, sometimes like you just don't want to believe things about people, especially if you're a high profile person or a public figure. You only have so many people you can trust. and it's hard to replace those people. So she's not going to want to believe that her best friend, or, a lot of people, they are close to you just because you're a celebrity, but they're not really your friend. And so who knows what's going to happen? Like now they're all of a sudden, because Tory Lanez was stabbed, he got stabbed 14 times. It's a miracle he didn't get killed. Like, I don't know how he, survived being stabbed 14 times. He got stabbed, like, that's what's bringing up this case again, is because people are saying that he's not being protected. He's not safe. But I don't know, like right here, this is Megan's attorney right here. And he's basically saying, look, Tory was already tried. Like, you guys cannot bring this trial up again. You cannot bring this case up again because Tory has already been convicted. And so no new story, even if he got, just like he got stabbed, it's not, they're trying to like bring a light back to the case. But Megan Thee Stallion's attorney is just like trying to squash it. But, now they have the petition, just like Mo right here, the lawyer, he basically said like petitions don't do anything, but it is kind of shining a light again on it from huge voices like Drake. Drake, like he said, is like arguably one of the most famous people in the world. So it says, so the statement and response, and to be the lawyer for Rock Nation while hiding behind. So Mo, this guy's name is Mo. He's got Tory's back. He thinks that Tory Lanez should definitely get another shot. And Tory Lanez, he's got a couple more years to do. He's got, I think, like 5 more years, or let me see. When does Tory Lanez get out? I think he's supposed to get out in 2029. Whoa, that sounds like a long time. That sounds like a long time. So, but see, this is the other issue. Yeah, that is crazy. I think that's crazy too, because she wasn't like gravely injured, It could have been an accident, like you said. And they were all drunk that night. She's got to take, and I hate to say it, like it's not her fault, but they were all close friends. It came out that she was sleeping with Tory. He got her mad that night. He was flirting with Kylie Jenner. So, there's a lot of different ways to look at it. There's a lot of factors at play. She doesn't want to believe Kelsey, but Megan's back was turned. So she's never even seen who had the gun. They never tested the gun residue. Someone on the Instagram post we were just looking at says that none of Tory Lanez's DNA was found on the gun, like, or less than 0.01%. Like that's crazy. If you used it to shoot her, your DNA would be all over the gun. So, okay, but the thing that's kind of doing Tory in is that when he got locked up, he has a recorded phone call with Kelsey, and he tells her sorry. So that makes him look guilty, because he's not being like, what the hell, like I shouldn't be in here. If he was taking the fall for her, it would be more along those lines. So that's kind of where this these like defenses kind of get lost, because Tory Lanez himself has said he was sorry. So what is he apologizing for if he didn't do it? So Jason Lee shared some text messages that he allegedly exchanged with Tory Lanez about the Megan Thee Stallion shooting case. During a recent episode of Jason Lee's podcast, he shared a series of text messages. In the messages, a Canadian performer reportedly told Lee that he's preparing to physically come home this year. So this was oh, wow. This was like yesterday. He told Lee he's always known he's innocent. I mean, yeah, now you're saying that because you have a lot of sympathy. I don't know if he's innocent or guilty, but he has always said that though. He definitely has said he's innocent. But honestly, the phone call, that's the thing that really makes things so, a little bit like unbelievable, because why is he that if he never recorded that phone call with Megan's best friend Kelsey and apologizing to her, that's the thing that makes people wonder, like, why would you do that if you were really, really innocent? But it could be that everybody was so lit and so intoxicated, everybody's memory is probably very blurry, which is fine. So, and no one wants to say it. No one wants to be like, you know what, damn, what did happen that night? Because you're kind of, making yourself not seem innocent. If you're like, fuck, I don't know. Shit, did I? You're not really saying no, as opposed to like, no, I didn't do it. They all could have been like really messed up. And no one really remembers exactly what happened. But based on the DNA, there was hardly any DNA on the gun. They didn't test Kelsey's hands. They only tested Tory's, and his DNA is not even on the gun, which doesn't make sense. If you shot the gun, your DNA would be all over it. So I don't know, but I think they were all too intoxicated, because why is Megan running out of the vehicle? And you guys remember the footage of her leaving the SUV, and she's like in a bikini, and the cops show up and she's running away. Let me see. Body cam footage. Is this it? Let's see if this is it.
Show us your hands. Hold your hands up. Okay? Come out, people passenger with your hands up. Hands up. Alright, move back to the sound of my voice. Keep your hands up. Move back to the sound of my voice.
She looks naked.
Back. Keep going. Keep going.
So she's limping.
Hey, stop, stop. Move to the left. Keep moving.
She looks naked.
Keep walking back. Walk back with your hands up.
Hey, walk back on the sidewalk.
Yeah, keep walking back on the sidewalk.
79, Roger, verify 111 companion.
Keep moving back. We're gonna help you.
Keep coming back to the sound of my voice.
That question you can walk. Get on your knees.
And Hollywood,
Okay, get on your knees.
standby, heading there.
Show us your hands.
Okay, that's it.
Verify 111 companion.
Keep moving back. We're gonna help you.
Keep coming back to the sound of my voice.
That question you can walk. Get on your knees.
Well, that gives me flashbacks to when I did a concert with Lefty, and the cops had their guns drawn to us and made us walk backwards like that. Go check out that story on my YouTube channel. Actually, it's on Latin Affiliated, my other YouTube channel. Okay, so here is, Tory Lanez being stabbed 14 times. I mean, this is a miracle that Tory Lanez has survived this. But yeah, that's crazy body cam footage. So, and I don't even know if Kelsey and Megan still talk. Like, that's the other thing. Like, they're not even friends anymore. Which I'm not sure if that's true or not, but I'm pretty sure they all kind of don't talk. So I don't know. Do you guys think that Tory Lanez? I'm not sure what they can do at this point. But this is the other thing. This is the fucked up part. This is what's fucking up Megan's kind of persona. Her fans are donating to the guy that stabbed Tory, which is crazy because this guy is a convicted PDF. So this is definitely not a good look for Megan. I had heard stories that like Megan donated to his fund to support him. Oh yeah, he's from where is he from? Is he from Canada? Maybe let him out and then deport him. Where is I don't even know where he's from. Let's see. Where is Tory Lanez from? Oh yeah, he's from Canada. Okay, yeah, they could let him out. So her fans are donating to this pedo. This guy right here. There's so many like I don't know, who knows why he stabbed him. Yeah, so that would be a punishment, right? He would still be getting punished, like, because Tory doesn't want to leave the United States. That would be not good for he could not come back and tour or do music, or the United States is where all the entertainers are. So, but is it better than being in jail? Yes, obviously. If he wasn't such a bully, maybe people would have given him the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. Definitely. I think he's got short man syndrome. I don't know. I mean, did you guys see the height difference between them? Like, how does that even work? I don't know how they were screwing, but him and Megan Thee Stallion were getting it on. She admitted it. Let's see a picture of them. Like, so maybe he was packing right here. Look. He was, so she got jealous that night. That picture like speaks volumes right there. Like they were getting it on, which is why she got jealous. This is why they got in a fight, which is why they left Kylie Jenner's party. Morticia and Gomez. Oh man, so yeah, but she hates him now. She hates him. But it's like how like you guys were saying, in that footage, she was fucked up, like, and the cops, telling her to back up. I mean, obviously she can't walk because she said she told the cops she had glass in her foot. And like, I don't know if you guys saw, like, I think she did an interview with she did an interview with like MSN or NBC. Let's see. And she told the interviewer that she told the cops she had glass in her foot because she didn't know what it was Gayle King. Let me see right here. Here, I'm gonna pull this up really quick. This is where she did not, I can't remember if she eventually admitted that her and Tory had a relationship.
Morning, for the first time, we are about the shooting that gained national attention back in 2020.
And Houston rap star and three-time Grammy winner is talking exclusively with CBS Morning's Gayle King.
That shooting allegedly involved rapper Tory Lanez. Lanez pleaded not guilty to assault.
She lied because she denied that they were sleeping together.
Megan has
and then she admitted
about
later.
the incident on television until now. Here's a preview of that interview.
There was an argument in the car?
It was an argument because I was ready to go and everybody else wasn't ready to go. But
She was ready to go because she was mad that Kylie Jenner was flirting with Tory.
like normal friend stuff. Like, we fuss about silly stuff all the time. But I never put my hands on anybody. I never raised my voice too loud. Like, this was one of them times where it was like, it shouldn't have got this crazy.
It shouldn't have escalated to the way that it did.
So I get out the car and it's like everything happens so fast. And all I hear is this man screaming. He said, dance. And he started shooting. And I'm just like,
That's
oh
when
my God.
somebody said dance, bitch.
Like, he shot a couple of times. And I
So
was
is
so
he
scared.
in the car shooting from the car, Megan?
He
How
is
But she's got her back, so she doesn't. She never saw actually who had the gun.
standing up over the window, shooting. And I didn't even want to move. I didn't want to move too quick, like, cause I'm like, oh my God, if I take the wrong step, I don't know if he can shoot something that's like super important. I don't know if he could shoot me and kill me. Like,
were you afraid for your life at that time?
I was really scared because I had never been shot at before.
A very emotional Megan.
So I think she did ask somewhere in the interview, did she have a relationship with Tory Lanez? And she says no. Let me see.
She went back to Texas, got her college.
So let me see if I can find that clip. She lied big time. And from the beginning, I suggest the gun accidentally discharged, but maybe he did shoot the gun. It's hard to say. They were all intoxicated. And no one wanted to be like, damn, my bad. Damn, I was really fucked up, because that would be admitting. Okay. But it didn't really do him any justice to just deny it, because he would have got the same amount of time if he would have said it was an accident, instead of just, he might even got a shorter sentence by saying it was an accident, because no one really knew. And so as far as I know, the other two people in the car have never even given any testimony about, I think the bodyguard hasn't said anything about it. And he was supposedly the only sober one. He was who denied it? I don't know who denied it. Her best friend. So I think he was the only sober one, and he didn't say anything. Megan Thee Stallion's bodyguard. He maybe he would have just gotten deported. Yeah. Okay. So let's see what the bodyguard. Bodyguard claim. Oh, so he's the one now claiming Kelsey admitted to shooting the rapper, to shooting Megan. So now the bodyguard's talking. I mean, this article came out in May, and how would he not have seen that? You know, like that night, because they were all in the same vehicle. So the bodyguard and driver for Kelsey Harris. Okay, so maybe this is not the same bodyguard that was in the car with them that night. This is just Kelsey's own bodyguard. He alleges that he overheard her say that she shot Meg 3 times before Tory Lanez slapped the gun out of her hand. That is crazy. I wonder who he told this to. Like, did he tell like the cops, or who's he just telling this to? Just to any sort of magazine? That was her bodyguard. Yeah. So yeah, so her, who knows, like, if you just don't know why people decide to talk, you know, like he's working for her. I guess maybe now he's not. Tory's driver vanished and said nothing. So he was like, my name is Bennett and I'm in it. It's just like, because you know what? Those are two powerful celebrities. You're in between Megan Thee Stallion, one of the hottest female rappers, Tory Lanez, one of the hottest entertainers at the time. No one knows they're fucking. No one knew that until this night. They had it on the low. And the bodyguard, yeah, so it's interesting that the bodyguard didn't say anything, you know, because supposedly he was the only sober one that night. Why didn't they interview him? They just took Megan's word for it, you know. But she said initially she didn't tell. She, you know, she went to the hospital and she told the cops she stepped on glass. She didn't want to tell the cops that night before she went to the hospital that she got shot at, because if she would have did that, who knows how they would have reacted. They probably would have manhandled every single person in that vehicle. They would have searched the car. So who knows if they had other things in the car. They would have found the gun. Who knows who the gun was registered to? I don't know who the gun was registered to. So it would have opened up a whole can of worms. So she didn't tell. I think the Kelsey bodyguard story is a lie. Yeah, it could be. So it's weird that he's saying this now. So okay, so let's read the rest of the story then. So the saga of Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion cannot seem to end. Lanez, who was recently stabbed 14 times in a prison altercation, is currently serving a 10-year prison for, among other things, shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. Lanez has maintained his innocence in the shooting. The only person, aside from the driver of the SUV they were riding in, has maintained his innocence in the shooting. The only other person aside from the driver was okay. So yeah, so they're saying, yeah, there was 4 of them in the car. In a press conference held by Lane's legal team, Unite the People, the lead legal consultant alleges that Lanez didn't shoot Megan. According to Roberts, United the People was approached by Bradley James. Oh, so this old bodyguard, because I'm sure he's not working for her anymore, approached Tory's legal counsel. Approached by the bodyguard during Lanez's trial. So he approached the counsel during the trial. The trial happened when this happened. So when was that? 2020. So during the trial, this new bodyguard tells Tory's lawyer, hey, I overheard Kelsey. I'm surprised they didn't use that person as a witness or add them to the trial. If he told them, wow, the T is Milagro Grams finally decided to get on the Hill. Milagro Grams to get off the Hill. Okay, so let me see. Mr. James, so he informed Tory's lawyers he was witness to the conversation. Kelsey says she had the gun and she fired it 3 times. Tory grabs her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. Okay, so that was an accident. If that's true, Tory knocks it out, but it goes off 2 more times. And that could happen if you drop it. She's the blogger that's being sued by Meg. Oh, shit. So now Megan Thee Stallion is just going to sue people that talk about it. So I'll have to look up what that blogger said. I don't really know who. I'll look that up right now. So Tory grabbed her arm, knocked it down. In essence, Tory never shot anyone, never even touched the gun, never fired the gun. So it's really crazy that Tory's DNA is not on the gun and he got convicted. Like, how can that even happen? Like, why didn't his lawyer demand DNA testing? And it literally just went off of Megan's word. Oh, the blogger lied. So Tory got convicted because of one story, Megan saying that's the person that shot me, even though her back was turned. And now her former best friend is saying She shot her. I don't know what this is. Press release conference for Tory Lanez. Oh, this is his. I mean, they're just using, the fact that Tory. I mean, it's just really hard to, hopefully he'll get. I don't know what you could do at this point. Like once you've been convicted, so this happened 4 days ago. Oh man, this audio sucks.
As well. I didn't hear a confession. But what really shocked.
So he just said he didn't hear Tory Lanez confess. So I don't know why he got convicted. I don't know how he got convicted. Like his lawyers are kind of shitty if that happened. I'm just saying. Okay, so according to his lawyer's website, okay, they're a nonprofit. Okay, so now they're getting involved because they think that he needs a new trial, I guess. Roberts claims that the statement aligns with the testimony given by witness Sean Kelly, who said he saw two women fighting. See, again, I think they were too intoxicated to remember exactly what happened, which is a problem. That's a big problem. You're too fucked up to be like, okay, this is what happened. And nobody wanted to admit that. Like, you know what? I was really drunk. We were all really drunk. Thankfully, Megan was not hurt more than she was. I'm sure she's made a full recovery. She got grazed in the little bottom part of her foot, So, yes, it's traumatizing. It's unfortunate, but they were all friends and there was jealousy. People sleeping together. Maybe best friend is envious. Sometimes you have people close to you because they're a celebrity and they want to be in the cool circle, but maybe they never have your best intentions at heart, obviously, if she's actually the shooter. So, but thankfully, Megan is still alive and Tory Lanez just almost lost his life. I mean, they said that his lung collapsed. He got stabbed in his lung. He got stabbed twice in his head. I don't even know how that happens and you're still walking around. Like he could have been killed for sure. So statement aligns with the testimony given by witness. So there was a witness. He saw two. So I think this is the neighbor. This was somebody that lived in a house, like right when the cops were pulling them over. He saw two men intervening before one man grabbed one of the woman's arms. So which that would go along with what Kelsey's bodyguard is saying right now, that Tory Lanez yanked the gun out of Kelsey's hands. That corroborates that story. Kelsey also claimed, so this is her best friend's bodyguard, claims that this is the neighbor. The neighbor claims gunshots came from the passenger side of the vehicle where Harris was sitting. That's Kelsey, the best friend, according to court testimony. So he testified, and it's just really crazy that they convicted Tory if he actually testified to that as well. So in reference to why James, so this is the neighbor? No. Who's James? I don't know who James is. So in reference to why James, who did not sign a non-disclosure or confidentiality agreement with Harris, okay, that's her bodyguard, is speaking out now. Roberts said James was doing it because his conscience would not let him not speak and leave a man in prison for something he did not do. Megan Thee Stallion has not yet responded to Unite the People's claims. I know she's still like mad that people are rapping about this. I think she said something recently. Let me see. Megan Thee Stallion. She was like telling these rappers to stop talking shit about her and raps shooting. I don't know. I can't remember which rapper. I think it was Drake that said something and she tweeted about it. Shots fired. Is this Megan's song?
Here's how women are able to earn $1,000 in 30 days by...
Let's see. Whose song is this? Oh shit. Damn, I forgot about this song. She tells the whole thing. That's her story. That's her story. She's sticking to it. Drake is another problematic. So Drake is the one, like, I think rapping about her right now. And she's like, Megan was tweeting about it. Like she was saying, telling rappers to keep her name at your raps. And like, you know, you guys are so quick to pile on a Black woman instead of protecting them. Let me see if I can find it. But damn, that's crazy. That's a pretty good song though. Let's see if we have the lyrics. Because I don't want to play the song. Let's see. Let's see. Shots fired. Shots fired lyrics. Okay, here we go. Okay, I thought it was another Thursday. Now imagine me cock blocking on some dry S. I don't want you on the bench. Believe you would have been invited. And if it weren't for me, you would have been indicted. You offered M's not to talk. Damn. Is she snitching here? You offered M's not to talk. I guess that made my friend excited. Now y'all in cahoots. So yeah, her and her best friend, I don't think they talk anymore after this. Okay, you a Puss in Boots. You shot a 510 with the 22. Talking about bones and tendons like them bullets wasn't pellets. A pussy with a gun in his feelings. Okay, he in the back seat and he keep calling me a B. Yeah, so supposedly they were arguing. They were verbally arguing inside of the SUV. But it's unclear like who was arguing. And was it her and Tory or her and Kelsey? That's always been unclear. We all know the S I could have came back with. Keep talking about his followers, dollars, and goofy S. I told him, you're not popping. You just on the remix. And now here we are, 28 months later. So Meg shut Kelsey out, but paid her rent for a year. Interesting. Okay, okay, here we are, 2020, and we'll say we still ain't got no fucking justice for Breonna Taylor. So, yeah, she, you know, I don't know if you guys remember Breonna Taylor. This, I think the girl that the cops killed, they mistakenly raided her house and they killed her. So rest in peace, Breonna Taylor. So any on that side is a clout chaser, a B who he effing with, or a hoe that he paying. Imagine me entertaining you, goofy, and you fucking goofy. Who you talking? Who you taking shots at? Keep your broke ass out, a rich B. And that go for you Bs too. That's trying to get picked. Talking S. I'll slide on you. Oh, damn. She wrote a whole Reagan song to this. I forgot about that. Meg and Tory are arguing. Then Tory told Kelsey how low down Meg was. Oh, and then Meg and Kelsey got into it. Yeah, so a lot of stuff came out in the open. Like all these feels and all these secret lovers, and maybe Kelsey wanted a piece of Tory, and Tory wanted a piece of Kylie, and Meg thought she was the shit, right? Meg, I could see her being like, I'm the B in charge, right? So, and Kelsey, you're just somebody that's not even in the entertainment. You're not popping, right? So there's a lot of envy going around. So it's a lot. Okay, they hate me, but watch my videos beating. Who a snitch. I ain't never went to the police with no names. So yeah, I mean, she didn't. I don't. But then she did. She did say that Tory shot her, but it took her a long time to say that. I remember it did take her a long time to say that. She never really, she says that Tory pushed her to finally say something. Because I remember, yeah, it took a while for them to actually arrest Tory. They didn't arrest anyone. That was the whole reason she was freaking out. She was like, how did I get shot and no one has been arrested? Which is kind of crazy. Like, but maybe the cops felt like it was not domestic, but it was like in a party. Like, you guys are 4 people that hang out with each other. It could have been an accident. If there's an accident, you understand Kelsey and Tory were dating. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh shit. Okay, so Tory and Megan were hooking up behind Kelsey's back. I didn't know that. I thought that Tory and Megan were just sleeping together and no one knew about it. So of course Kelsey's going to be pissed off because Megan's supposed to be her girl. So damn, I did not know that. Okay, so thank you for telling me that. So I thought got her chain snatched, caught a loss, has something to say. Okay, I have to catch up. I'm trying to catch up, and thank you for telling me that. That makes a lot of sense, like where all of this animosity has come from, and like now why none of them are speaking, and maybe that's why Tory was apologizing to Kelsey, and that's why he's taking the rap for her, because he loves Kelsey. Meg slept with Tory during C-19. I don't know what C-19. Oh, okay, COVID. Okay. So thank you, Shonady. If I'm saying your name right. Thank you for being here. They want me to be the bad guy. Let me put my mask on. There's a reference to C-19 right there. I ain't asked to be this cold, still the brightest star. So yeah, there's that freaking ego. I'm the star. You guys, you the entourage. Stay in your place. And when you don't, there's wrath, there's hell to pay, right? I was chosen. I ain't asked to be still the brightest star and not just the one that's up in this roles. Keep it pimping. Actions do the talking. I know you want the clout. So I ain't saying y'all name. Ooh. Okay. You out here balling. Who you get that money from? Oh, she's probably talking about Kelsey. Like, Kelsey, you my side B. You get the perks of being my friend, but that's it. So 10 toes down for whatever. I'd be so content because I know I'm a real B, and I'd be so content, and anything I say, I'm never scared to repeat. You think it was a killer? You think I was a killer? How they scared? I pulled up one deep, bring they whole clique. Who you taking shots at? Watching me succeed from your knees, sucking D. She's definitely talking about her best friend right there. I know you want attention that I get. I'm a steak, you a side plate. That's what I just said. She's a side piece. Shrimp, stay in your place. Okay, that's a shot. Kelsey got sick and Meg and Tory were doing the quarantine radio. That's right. Okay, I remember that. Tory was setting it off with the quarantine radio. Damn. So yeah, it's all coming back. It's all coming back. I mean, here we are 5 years later. Man, COVID was a crazy time. So, okay, so FaceTiming, bitch thinks she's sabotaging something. I got a bond. Who are you taking shots at? Okay, well, so it sounds like she's talking to Kelsey right there. So it's like she low key knows Kelsey did it, but she wanted to get revenge because she probably had feelings for Tory. And, you know, if you have an ego where you have all this status and you can't get the man that you want, and he don't give a fuck about your status, and he's going for your best friend that doesn't have as much money as you, that's gotta hurt your feelings or your ego. Your mama shouldn't have kicked me while I'm down bad. Should have let them lock your ass up. Ooh. Okay, I think this was to Kelsey. This song was to Kelsey, not to Tory. So, man, do you guys think that Tory? I mean, what can they do? That's the thing. I'm always like, what can they do? Can they give him? I guess the judge could just let him out. They could just say, you know, the evidence, new evidence, re-enter new evidence, and that has exonerated the person, you know, and they get released. You know, I think that's what's going to have to happen. And a lot of people are making a lot of noise about it, you know, now that the other thing is they're saying that, you know, the jail has a duty to keep Tory safe. They didn't keep him safe. Like, he just got stabbed. So, and then he got stabbed by this guy that's like a pedo, a PDF. So, okay, let me see here. So Drake tells Tory Lanez come home soon. Shock update in Tory Lanez health after he was stabbed 14 times. Man, he's lucky he didn't get killed. He's recovering well and has been transferred back to prison. He's stabilized to the point he's capable in talking and breathing. He was previously at a medical center in Bakersfield. He's in fair condition. He allegedly stabbed Lanez was identified as a man serving a life sentence for a murder charge. So the guy that stabbed him has nothing to lose. His name is Santino. So why did he stab him? What is the motive? So yeah, Tory was stabbed, 7 wounds to his back, 4 to his. This guy was trying to kill him. He was trying to kill him, 2 to the back of his head. I don't know how you get stabbed in the back of your head. That sounds like freaking would hurt so bad. And to the left side of his face, both of his lungs collapsed. Oh my God, that's bad. He wants to thank everyone for their continued prayers and support. Man, that is so crazy. Oh, I thought that was P. Diddy. I mean, not P. Diddy, 50 Cent. that was slipped out. That's not what I meant. That's not what I was thinking. I meant 50 Cent. Peterson, man, he's so lucky. But the jail has a duty to keep Tory safe. So that's the other thing that lawyer was saying, lawyer for workers, Mo Gannat, who follows me on Instagram, by the way. So proud about that. He was saying that that the jail, that he, and this guy, he's a lawyer, so he thinks, there's a lawsuit everywhere. So he said if he was Tory, he would sue the jail because they have a duty for care. They have a duty for safety. Especially if this guy was super violent, the other guy, the guy that attacked him, there should have been no chance of him being around Tory. So he said that if he was Tory Lanez's lawyers, there would be another lawsuit against the jail or the prison. So he's serving a 10-year prison sentence. So he was convicted of assault with a semi-automatic firearm, keeping a loaded and unregistered firearm in a vehicle, and discharging the firearm. So judge said that the positive portrait Lane's relatives and friends had painted in their testimony in the trial was difficult. Okay, who's Armand Wiggins? Okay, Megan is very pretty though. I think she's really pretty. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so I need to check out Armand Wiggins and then that other person you said. Milagro Grams. Do they have YouTube channels? I've never heard of these people. Let me see. Okay. So, okay. Let me see. I guess this is the latest one. Spreading deep fake corn. I don't believe he has any more appeals left. Oh. So, yeah. I mean, now if new evidence exonerates him, he can go. To me, this isn't like really new evidence, right? It's evidence that should have been admitted in the first place. The fact that they didn't test the gun, his DNA is not on the gun. During the trial, Kelsey's lawyer or bodyguard tells his lawyer, why wasn't he subpoenaed? But what I do know from all these trials I've been watching is they dismiss what's called hearsay. If you weren't there, if you're not one of the people in the car, you overheard this, that's hearsay. But if they did put him on the stand, his testimony could have been very, very compelling, because they also, perjury is something that people they take very seriously, right? Perjury is like, you will get in so much trouble if you go on the stand and you lie about this. So they should have put him on the stand. I'm not sure why or how they didn't in the first place. So here we are 5 years later. That DNA to me is the biggest thing. Like the DNA being 0.01%, really 0%. That's like the lowest percentage it could be against Tory, and no one thinking to swab Kelsey's hands, swab, I don't think it's the bodyguard, but Megan wanted Tory to go down. That's what it seems like, right? She was more upset probably at Tory because she had feelings for Tory, and you hurt the people that you love. She's probably pissed that Tory was not going to leave her best friend for Megan, that she was like, fuck it, you're going to take the fall then. So, okay. So I couldn't read that article because it was a paywall. So the lawsuit against YouTube over Tory can move forward, but I think she just won, right? Because that's what the other, that's what this one says. She won. And that's kind of the latest news about it. Okay, so she wins the legal round. So she can continue to pursue her defamation lawsuit. Okay, so what was that lady saying? Dropped for stiffing lawyer. So here's the court documents, I guess. Okay, so Megan Pete against Milagro Cooper. So this is in Florida. Ms. P alleges the following facts upon her knowledge and upon information and belief. For years, Milagro continues to act on behalf of Tory, that's Daystar Peterson, continues to act on behalf as an online rumor mill. So she thinks that Tory Lanez is paying this lady to churn out falsehoods to her tens of thousands of social media followers since Mr. Peterson's 2020 indictment for felony assault. So I don't know where Milagro is big at. Is she big on YouTube or where is her platform? Let me see. Where are all of her fans at? I'm just looking up on this other screen really quick. She's only got 40,000 followers. Let me see what else. Watch, listen, contribute. Okay, let's check out. I'm going to check out her YouTube really quick. Here, I'll put it. I want to go back to the court docs right now, but just really quick, I just want to see how many fans does she have? She has 76,000. So I wonder why Tory would pick, 76,000 subscribers. That's a lot, I guess, but I wonder why.
What do you think you're most known for?
Okay, wait a minute. So this is her own channel, and she's talking about herself. That she's broke. That sounds like a No Jumper play. Like, I don't know if you guys watch No Jumper, but Adam22 said he was broke so people would donate. I don't know why she said that. I don't know. I don't watch her. I don't know who she is. She is happily still reporting about Tory Lanez, though. So I guess she could still do that, right? Even though Megan the Stallion is suing her, she could still report on. That's not scaring her from covering the shooting. So Megan the Stallion is suing her, and she's saying defendant performed Tory's public bidding to, I don't know, that seems so petty, honestly, because how many other people are going to be talking about Megan? Everybody has an opinion, but I guess Megan thinks that Tory is funding this. I guess that's why she was suing this girl in particular. So the lengths to which Milagro goes to harass Megan knows no bounds. For example, she has gone so far to share a deep fake video of Megan. So, okay, I think I remember when this dropped. Has anyone seen that video? Artificially created video of Megan the Stallion engaging in acts without Megan's knowledge or consent. That's revenge porn. That is definitely frowned upon. That's not right. So I don't know, where was this girl sharing that? She was sharing. Oh, so she shared it on her Twitter. Okay. So after defendant's conduct led to a firestorm of negative reaction from others, defendant, so this is Milagro, doubled down in a YouTube video claiming Megan was a professional victim and denying any wrongdoing, but Milagro is wrong. Her conduct was an unlawful promotion of an altered depiction and caused Megan severe emotional distress and reputational harm. So, in another instance on September 2nd, Milagro accused Megan the Stallion of having a severe drinking problem. That's fucked up. You can't really, everybody drink. If you drink, you could just say like they have a drinking problem, right? Because you drink. I don't drink. I hardly drink. But that's like an easy label to throw on someone if they drink. I don't know though. So she is accusing Megan of having a severe drinking problem and who needs to spend more time in a relationship with herself and her therapist and maybe AA. So yeah, I think that's kind of a low blow. So I don't know why this girl hates Megan so much. So Megan has no relationship with Megan. I mean, Milagro has no relationship with Megan and had no basis to make such outlandish and false claims. Yeah, that's really crazy just to label somebody that and you don't even know them. That's kind of fucked up. So in another, man, look at all these like grievances is what they're called, like complaints that Megan has about this girl. She went so far as to cast doubt on Megan's mental status, asking her followers if Megan has a guardian. That's crazy. And whether Megan has ever been deemed like legally. Okay, so that girl just doesn't like Megan and she's trolling Megan. But you know what? Megan has a lot of money. So you got to be careful like who you troll, because now Megan's going to hit this girl where it hurts in her pocket. And this case is moving forward. So Megan's just going to make her go broke, but you would think people would get a clue and just like, all right, you win. Let me stop talking crap about you. I don't think this Milagro girl wants the smoke with Megan. I think if she's kind of showing that she's not very bright. Why would you want to start a fight with someone that can, that's the last thing you should do is get into a court, like a lawsuit with someone that has 100 times your revenue stream. That's really career suicide. So, and this girl is still talking about Megan. I mean, we just saw on her YouTube channel, she's still making videos about Tory. Obviously, she's on Tory's side. She definitely has freedom of speech and right to her opinion, but just making like blatant characterizations about Megan, that definitely is not right. So I don't know. This girl doesn't seem very bright. So Milagro's low blows did not stop there. She consistently resorted to name calling Miss Pete, characterizing her as an angry Black woman and a lying ass hoe during her online streams. Okay, so she just doesn't like Megan. So in or around June 29th, Milagro tried to pull information on Megan's father in an attempt to publish private information about her family and cause damage. Damn. So this girl just has it out for Megan. So, I mean, will Megan's lawsuit stop this girl from talking about her? Yeah, I think so. I think Megan's going to hit her where it hurts. And this girl is going to be ordered to just like stop talking about Megan. So, but unfortunately, Megan's got to take her through the legal process. That's the sucky part. So now this is even more amplified. More people are talking about it. So more lights are being shown. I didn't even know about this girl. I never heard of Milagro. I didn't even know that Megan was suing her. But now I know. So it's because of this case. So unfortunately, there's like a backwards effect on that. So now I know that there's deep fake corn that I think I've seen before. I think I remember that. I mean, I don't think I've seen it, but I definitely heard about it. So Megan has repeatedly tried to stop Milagro's misconduct and asked what it would take to stop being posted on her platform. In response, Milagro provided the snide advice that Megan should just get over it or go away. I mean, Megan's asking her what would it take for her to stop talking about her. I mean, why didn't she ask her for money? Like, you know what? Give me $100,000 or $500,000 and I'll never talk about you again. That would have been the move. So Milagro also made more false statements that regarding Megan and the trial. Milagro's conspiratorial relationship with Tory Lanez is troubling. Okay, so Megan has it out for anyone that Tory Lanez. I think she has a lot of feelings for Tory Lanez. She doesn't like these girls that have relationships with Tory Lanez. So she put him in jail. I mean, allegedly. That's not the only reason why. But obviously she has some sort of feelings for Tory that you know, it's a thin line between love and hate, basically. You know, you love someone and then they're the only people that you give the power to hate them in the same sentence. You know, that's how love works sometimes. Fucked up love. So defendant acted as a paid surrogate to spread Tory's lies about Megan. Here's an example. Milagro falsely claimed that the firearm Tory used to shoot Megan was not produced during the trial because it was missing. That is not the case. The firearm remains. So the firearm was unregistered. Did Tory admit that that was his gun? You know, because it wasn't listed. So Milagro could have easily verified this information, but instead chose to ignore it and spread the lies about the integrity of the trial and related investigation. Additionally, Milagro spread the false rumor that Tory did not shoot Megan. And even after a unanimous jury of Megan's peers decided otherwise, for instance, on October 28th, Milagro posted a video on her Twitter directed at Megan. Can you even prove that you was shot? Okay, well, we all know, I mean, I would think Megan didn't lie about that. She had bullet fragments in her heel. You know, so she was grazed. No, so was she really, shot other than being grazed, like by it ricocheting off of the concrete? It could have been a lot worse. But the state did prove that the fact that Tory is currently serving 10-year sentences, 10-year sentence for it. In May 2022, Milagro posted an image of an LAPD report from Tory's arrest stating that the first doctor to see Megan confirmed laceration due to stepping on glass, not a firearm wound. Yeah, that was the crazy part, the medical report. But Megan is saying that she told them to write that. She says that she was trying to protect Tory in the beginning or protect whoever and not admitting to the hospital that it was even a gun. So that's kind of where she messed her own story up. So I did hear that too. So The first doctor to see Megan confirmed laceration due to stepping on glass, not a firearm wound. However, the information from the police report was recorded before bullet fragments were discovered in Megan's feet during surgery, which completely debunked Milagro's post. That did not stop bloggers from picking up on defendants' posts and spreading the misinformation. So Megan did say that. Like, she did say that she told the hospital it was glass because she was trying to protect her friends. She didn't want to believe that one of her friends actually shot her, or she didn't want to get them in trouble, supposedly, in more trouble. But then she got pissed, right? Maybe, people have different emotions. They're processing things. Like, it's traumatic. You've never dealt with this. You're feeling a lot of betrayal. You think your lover is, it's betrayal on both sides, from your best friend, your lover, even though you were the one cheating with your supposed best friend with her man, like, that's pretty fucked up. So, there's just probably a lot of things she was dealing with, but supposedly she did tell the hospital she just stepped on glass. And so they put that in the report. So, that report isn't just made up. That was something that Megan kind of put out there initially. Milagro also attended the trial and live streamed her falsehoods during the hearings. And her posts consistently spread misinformation, challenging the stories of witnesses and their credibility while sharing their names online, amounting to witness intimidation. Okay, so here's the tweets. Oh my God, how long is this? We're really on page 3. During the trial, Milagro posted the following tweets talking about credible when we all sitting in there. Shut the fuck up. Kelsey spoke to prosecutors and told them one thing, but today she says she lied. Kelsey says she never saw Tory pull a gun on Megan or shoot her. Yeah, so Kelsey said it. She's like, I didn't even see Tory do it. Again, lots of alcohol involved that night. It takes 4 to 7 pounds to pull the trigger. Tory's DNA would have been on the weapon if he did shoot her, but his DNA did not show up. This should have been thrown out. Yes, we definitely said that earlier. There was a 0.01%, which is basically zero, that Tory Lanez's DNA was on the gun, which is, I don't understand how his lawyers weren't like really pushing that issue, because DNA is everything right now. That's the whole case, is like, they're gonna throw Brian Koberger from Idaho in jail because of the DNA, right? That's the only thing they really have, and his car, going around. But it's the same sort of situation. So I don't understand why his lawyers didn't push back on that issue when he was tried initially in the beginning. Like, how could someone get convicted when their DNA is not on the gun? Like, and they didn't test Kelsey's hands, because Megan basically is pointing him out. He shot me. I was shot. He did it. And they're just kind of like, okay, it is what it is. Okay, so Milagro, all this case taught anyone was that your father, brother, cousin, or son could face over 20 years in prison without proper evidence, a botched investigation, another likely suspect, just because non-credible witnesses said you did something. And you also asked us sharing. Yeah, exactly. So Megan pointed him out. There's your guy. And they said, all right. So more recently, after posting about a lawsuit a former videographer filed against Miss Pete in April and Megan, Megan's motions to dismiss, Milagro also falsely claimed that Megan was caught trying to deceive the courts again, referencing her testimony. Enough is enough. Meghan is a victim of violent crime and a champion of women's rights. To her millions of fans worldwide, will no longer stand for Milagros' campaign of harassment. She brings this complaint for damages and equitable relief to end Milagros' vendetta against her. So, Milagros' bank account does not equal Meghan's bank account. So, Meghan is big bank is going to take small bank for these allegations, these accusations, these stories that this blogger has decided to go in on. I mean, that's not very smart of Milagro. She's going to lose. She's going to lose a lot of money. And for why? You know, to defend her friend's honor. That's awesome. You know, I guess for Tory. So maybe Tory's going to fund her legal battle. I mean, he better. Maybe that's why she's not giving up. That's probably why Tory's like, no, just keep going, just keep spreading it. So she must be getting paid from Tory on the back end. I mean, I don't know. I'm just guessing. I'm just a girl on the internet. Don't believe me. But why would she risk her entire livelihood going up against a millionaire? And I'm pretty sure this YouTuber isn't making, she's definitely not making as much money as Meghan is. Okay, so Meghan lives in Florida. Milagro lives in Texas. So factual allegations. Defendant is a malicious actor that operates social media accounts to spread false and harassing content. Defendant engaged in a years-long campaign of harassment against Meghan. So a screenshot. So I guess this girl was live streaming. And she was saying Meghan is a professional victim. All right. So this girl, you know, she's just talking on behalf of Tory. Didn't I tell y'all that the gun was never presented in court and that it make no damn sense? They gave the serial number and breezed past it. Like, first of all, whose is it? That's what I was saying. It was unregistered. So they don't really know whose firearm it is. They just pinned it on Tory. So you have an unregistered firearm in the vehicle. It belongs to Tory Lanez. So the gun and bullet. Oh, usually when they're trying to cover something up, evidence goes missing. So if that's true, that is crazy. And I mean, it says right here in this document, without this exculpatory evidence, petitioner cannot file any claim of innocence as he is unable to conduct further testing. The gun is missing. That's crazy. I mean, that's not really a lie. I mean, if there's court documents about it, that the use to shoot has gone missing. Didn't I tell you? Okay, so why is that false if there's a court document about it? What do you guys think? Do you guys think that Tory Lanez is going to be exonerated? How will he actually get out of jail? I mean, he's recovering now. Maybe they will give him the rest of his sentence in house arrest. You know, that could happen. He could use that like, hey, I almost died. You know, I'll just do the rest of my time in Canada. Like someone else was saying that he could get deported now. And I don't even know if he did really do the entirety of his sentence, would he be deported after that regardless? Okay, so Meghan is saying that the firearm does remain in custody. This girl, she's a fan of Meghan. Like, because she really doesn't stop talking about her. Milagros, stop talking about the case. We moved on. So Megan, every time they lie, I'm gonna make y'all cry. I doubt this tweet is still up, but let's check. Let's check. I hope I don't have to log in. This is a post from a suspended account. Okay, yeah. No, that post is not up yet. I mean, anymore. So that was down. Someone trolled Kelsey and spoke ill of her deceased father. Promotion of an altered S depiction. So that was the deep fake. Yeah, I mean, at this point, Milagro is kind of harassing. Harassing Megan. Okay, so Nicki Minaj has something to say. God bless this woman. In all seriousness, this woman was tormented on the internet relentlessly while pregnant with her first child by her best friend, who could have easily told people to stop. The girl's girl line lipo best friend man. So Nicki Minaj doesn't like Megan? Is that what this is? Someone trolled Kelsey and spoke ill of her deceased father. I think Nicki doesn't like Megan. I think that's what that looked like to me. But I hope you guys like this stream. Let me know in the comments what you think. If Tory will get a second chance at freedom before he has to do 5 more years or 7 more years. And I hope you guys like this stream and have a great Sunday. I am going to log off. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And make sure you like, share, and comment. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.